DIY.
DIYers and my first day out. I say that very loosely because I had been banned, suspended from YouTube because of a nature documentary about the Grammys last week that I chose to share with 54,000 people. I couldn't stream for a week. And how much poetic justice would it be that I finally got my streaming privileges back right after the Super Bowl performance by Kendrick Lamar. First and foremost, before we get started, round of applause, Kendrick. I'm going to warn anybody that comes into this video today, whether it's the live stream, whether it's the comments, if you have contrarian views and you want me to be unbiased, I'm sorry to inform you that is not going to exist today. I don't even know what unbiased media is. Who doesn't have to answer to somebody? Anyways, you're not getting that today. You getting hella biased and you finna get sniped out of here. Leave that comment if you want, talking about it was mid, it wasn't that good. Today you get blocked. And rightfully so. There was a line in the sand that occurred last night. And if you didn't feel it, shout out to my guy, Kayla Nellis. If you didn't understand it, if you didn't feel it, that's because it wasn't for you. Kendrick Lamar finally took the stage a week after cleaning up the Grammys with 5 Grammy Awards for Not Like Us, setting a record for the most for one singular song, and of course for a diss song. And he proceeded to have one of the most epic performances that we've seen in a Super Bowl as the first rapper to headline it. Now, word of caution, I am not risking my channel again. My stream got taken down last night when I tried to do this reaction with the full video. NFL is not playing right now. Matter of fact, ain't they also suing academics?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Hey, oopsie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed to do a slideshow like it's 1998. But I'll make it entertaining. I promise you. I promise you. So I got some notes here. This is slide 1. Slide 1 finds us building off of what is now a PlayStation theme. You see the X's and the O's, I think, and the squares, like really just looking at a PlayStation controller, right? This is what starts the show off. I thought this was really interesting. There's a theory that NFR actually posted up, and we'll get to that in just a second. But let's go to the next slide. So, Sam-Uel Jackson, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? At the Super Bowl, you got Sam-Uel Jackson coming out there playing Uncle Sam. To me, it felt like he was playing the role of what America was telling Kendrick to do on this stage, what the podcasters of the world were telling Kendrick what to do, what some of these Uncle Toms were telling Kendrick how he should handle himself on this stage. Whatever you do, don't go up there acting all ghetto. I feel like he represented this character, and how ironic, because we know how much Sam-Uel Jackson is embedded in the culture even since before I was born. I thought this was interesting. Yeah, I know that I've heard a theory about the Squid Games, but then I got something to confirm that it really was PlayStation, especially when you know that Kendrick is a cartoons and serials type of kid. You start to realize that particular generation of things. All right, so that's that slide. Let's keep it cooking to the next slide. So he's introducing it. He's setting the stage, setting the tone on probably America's largest stage as Uncle Sam-Uel Jackson. I love it. We start off with finally getting an extended version of Tiramisu. I thought this was such a cinematic opening right here. This is the stuff of movies, man. The one spotlight coming down on him as he's sitting on top of the GNX car, obviously inspiring the last album. To bring the GNX here on a Super Bowl stage, first of all, is some fire ass shit if you ask me. But I thought that was such a dope shot. Next one. Then as the doors open up on the GNX, you start to see individuals in white suits, blue suits, red suits. I think on one layer representing the red, white, and blue of the American flag, since this is America's pastime. And also, too, based upon the black men that you saw in these particular colors, it could also represent Bloods and Crips, or what is it? Crips and Bloodikins. Bloodikins, whatever they call them. I thought this was interesting, especially because it also could represent that even though Sam-Uel Jackson set the tone for the beginning of this about don't you come in here acting a damn fool, he brought the hood with him. He brought the culture with him. Oh, yeah, I'm going to still be me through all of this. I don't give a damn what stage I'm on. Next up. Which one is this one? This is the part where he says, the revolution about to be televised, you picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Now, I think immediately most people are thinking about, is this a message to Drake? As in you picked the wrong guy to beef with? Or could this be a message to those who put him in his position? Not necessarily Jay-Z, but the NFL. Like, do you know what you just did by putting me on this stage? Do you know the Gemini that I am? Do you know that I am not going to bite my tongue for anybody? Do you know that you just brought the culture to the biggest stage possible? So he says, the revolution about to be televised, you picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Cook. I love it. Next, we get into here where we get an introduction of the hyphy dances, right? The Oakland-based hyphy dances, which I think is so dope. Kendrick does a great job of placing like these cultural visions, these cultural groups, and putting them in situations you would never expect. We're gonna talk about the hyphy quartet later, or the doo-wop. But I thought that was dope. But you get an introduction here on Squabble Up, and the fact that we're getting Squabble Up as one of the first ones, I think is supremely dope. I think that's supremely dope. So let's keep it cooking. Squabble Up with the hyphy dancers. Next up, what do we have? Now Sam-Uel Jackson is back to re-establish a tone. He says, hey, chill out. This is too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. He really made sure to emphasize too ghetto, and I loved it. He said it's too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. When you see the people who are out here criticizing on Twitter, it seems to be the same people that hate everything about what's going on in America these days, but they found a way to criticize it, and it's funny how this becomes the voice. It's like, I hear you, even though I'm not always in the public eye, even though I'm not ever tweeting. I hear you, and I know that you exist. Here's what I think of you, because I'm still going to do it anyways. Love that part of it. I thought this was really powerful too, because what you're seeing here is a lot of figures in red, white, and blue. And to me, obviously, it represents the flag. He's at the center of it. But I think it also stands for inclusion, right? There are some FBA brothers who definitely look at that and say, you cannot write off a story as just being ghetto or un-American. This is all a part of America. This is all a part of America. Whether it's the parts that you're proud of or the parts you may be embarrassed of coming from where you come from. This is all America. And this is unified on stage right now. So I thought this was really, really powerful to have him at the center of this as you're seeing all of this unison at one. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're all on one accord right now. I love that. I love it. All right, let's go to the next slide. So this is where we get an introduction to this possibly being a prison yard. Right. I'm sure that there's many layers to this and I'll probably miss them. But I look at this and I say, you know, this is probably paying homage to some of the homies or some of the folks that are locked up. But it's also having to do with probably a mentality that a lot of people live with. He talks about this in a lot of his music, too, being imprisoned by the mind. Right. Having the culture be imprisoned. And him being the one that is freeing it out, especially on the biggest stage. I think there's a lot of different imagery that we could talk about. Those are some of the initial things that came to mind when I first saw it. But let's continue. Not so much. This is another one. This nigga's a nut. Hey, he's really a nut. He then proceeds to start doing DNA. Keep in mind, we're already a few songs deep into this set. He's not doing any of the hit songs. I mean, these are hit songs to us because these are songs that were popular and still, you know, were loyal to the fan base. He's not doing Swimming Pools. He's not doing Money Trees. Those are the easy ones. He ran them joints that a real Kendrick Lamar fan would know. I think that's interesting. They're still popular songs, but these to me are still not the hit songs, and he still is running those up. I thought that was really interesting. Next thing. Just when Drakarian thought that Not Like Us would be the worst part of this, This man proceeds to give out Euphoria. He does Euphoria. And before Euphoria even starts, there's a message up here at top. Did you read this message? The message says, warning, wrong way. Oh my God. This is not real life. This is not real life. It says, warning, wrong way. I think about also video games, especially PlayStation games like the PlayStation 2 that used to have that. Matter of fact, Tony Hawk's Underground had that. You're going the wrong way. You drive your wrong way. I think this could also be a play upon Sam-Uel Jackson's role in this, in that it's like, no, wait. You're supposed to stick to the songs that are nice and calm. What are we doing? You're going the wrong way, Kendrick. It's a lot of different ways to take that, but I thought that was interesting. All right, next up. I like this a lot because this was representing, to me, a reference to I love myself. And it didn't really click in to me until I saw the shape in which all of the dancers were in. He's still performing Euphoria in the process. But then I thought about the artwork. And I said, oh, you got red, white, and you got blue. I mean, to bring that imagery to the stage, I think is amazing. When I saw that, immediately I thought about that. I could be off, but that's the first thing my brain saw was that artwork for I. That's... that's pretty damn calculated. I love it. It feels like an extension of that. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. So this diabolical human being decides now, after paying homage to the artwork and he shows up with a Euphoria poker face. This is where he starts to cut through the camera. I just imagine. Because if you didn't know at the time, it was 12:30 p.m. in Australia. If you didn't know, everybody in Australia is awake at that time, sipping a tea or whatever. Owls too, because owls are nocturnal.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I just imagine him watching this angry. And then he just, I can't believe he's doing these songs here. And this nigga looks him right in the face and say, have you ever looked at luck with a poker face? That's all I see is him dropping his tea all over his furry boots. Oh, shit. This nigga talking to me. Why is he doing this at the damn Super Bowl? Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is one of my favorite parts, I think, of the performance here. Here's where you start to get what I call the Hyphy doo-wop version of Man at the Garden. The Hyphy doo-wop. The Hyphy doo-wop. Only Kendrick gonna bring a Hyphy doo-wop type of style and then rap Man at the Garden. That to me was fire. A Hyphy quartet is probably more than a quartet, but I thought that was hilarious. Keep it moving. Oh man. So Sam-Uel Jackson comes back to set the tone one more time. He's like, wait. He said, I see you brought your homies with you. That's the old culture cheat code, huh?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I love this shit, bro. I love this shit so much. The layers. I see you brought your homies with you, K-Dot. The old culture cheat code, huh? I love it. Keep it going. Then he proceeds to look at the camera, and then he says, "Scorekeeper." This is as Peekaboo's playing. This is very important for those XXXTENTACION fans, right? He says, "Scorekeeper, deduct one life." Deduct one life. As the beginning of Peekaboo plays, and if you remember, that sample says, a helping hand. Some of you may be familiar that XXXTENTACION, when he was alive, used to do a charitable experience or a charitable event called the Helping Hand Challenge, where he would go feed the homeless and he would hashtag this online to encourage others to do the same. The Helping Hand. Sam-Uel Jackson looks right in the camera and says, "Scorekeeper, deduct one life," and then the Helping Hand Challenge plays. If you think I'm reaching, hold on to your seat. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but this is during Peekaboo where the camera kept going around and this nigga disappeared, and all of a sudden he said, Peekaboo. That shit was just funny to me, so I had to get this screenshot. There's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. Not for me. I found nothing. But this is interesting. He proceeds to continue to do Peekaboo. And, you know, these are PlayStation buttons, but he so happens to do it over the top of an X button.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Helping Hand, XXXTENTACION, performing the song on the biggest stage inside of an X button. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Could have picked a square, could have picked a circle. Once again, alluding to the things that have already been reported by court documents of somehow, allegedly, Drake's involvement in the demise, the how do I put this? The unaliving of XXXTENTACION in that robbery in Florida. This right here, that's another level. That right there, sheesh. Performing this inside of an X. You think we reaching? I got a bigger reach for you. Hold on. All right, so then after this, we start to get... he started playing with the people at this point now. Now he says, I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue. This nigga talking to you, Drake Connor. FBI, open up! He talking to you. This nigga's talking to you. Sorry about that, guys. It's just a little PTSD every once in a while because, you know, reactors be getting sued nowadays. He teases. He's teasing at this point. He's like, do you understand? I do what I want. I do what I want. My cousin used to say that. We used to play video games. He'd be like, I do what I want. He'd be beating me by 40. He'd be like, I do what I want. He used to piss me off. He doing this on the biggest stage in the Super Bowl. I do what I want. And he proceeded to then say, you know what? Not yet. Let's bring on SZA. Let's do Luther. People gonna love that. You know what I'm saying? Let's slow it down. You feel me? I got hits. Don't get it twisted. I'm doing Luther with SZA. Oh, that's just beautiful. This is such a beautiful moment right here. You know what I'm saying? SZA looking bad as usual, doing her thing. All right, cool. Then he proceeds to do All the Stars. You know, him and SZA got more songs together. And this was a big one off the Black Panther soundtrack. But there had been many folks who had felt like this verse that he made was one of the subs going back and forth over the last 15 years between him and Drake. I feel like this kind of damn near confirmed it. This for sure was about Drake. I don't even like you. Missing the moral of the story. Like, I really now look at this and I say, oh. So we were right. So you saying we was right? Okay. Okay. One of the earliest shots that Drake did. Yeah. Oh. Okay. You just confirmed it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Say Drake. Oh, and then we get to here. We get to this moment right now where he says, "Good job, Kendrick. That's what America wants. Nice and calm." And as he's talking, you start to hear the horns, the beginning of Not Like Us, and he proceeds to get into the scariest part of this. Oh, the funniest part to me. Good gosh. Okay. And then we get him starting off with a different version of Not Like Us in terms of how he's doing it lyrically. He says 40 acres and a mule is bigger than the music. You said that at the Super Bowl? Did you really say 40 acres and a mule is bigger than the music? Did you really say that? I know why these motherfuckers mad. I know why some of these folks is mad. I know they was in there clenching their butt cheeks in them stands. I just know they was, especially if they was a Chiefs fan. I know you was mad. I know you was double mad. Good God, Kendrick, you said that. You really said that. Oh man, it He also said they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. Somebody is inside of Canada. Excuse me, not Canada. Somebody's in Australia right now in a very quiet room. All you can hear is the loudest thoughts ever in a reverberated room. Every move is just echoing, and he's thinking about this. It wasn't even that great at all. Next slide. This is me reaching. I'm going to go for a yoga reach. As he's performing Not Like Us, I thought it was really interesting seeing the gaps and also the similarities between performers. Let me put my foil hat on for this one. I'm putting the foil hat on, so don't go too crazy at me. But I thought this big ass gap here as he's performing Not Like Us was funny. You got a 0 here, you got an O here. You got a little divide of you got 3 reds here for a V. You got 3 reds for a V. You got some legs spread out looking like V's. You got an O here. You got a, look, let me have my conspiracy theory mind for a second. It's like a bunch of OVOs if you ask me.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell
Let me get in my conspiracy theory bag for 1 second, please. Usually I'm, you know what I'm saying, I don't stretch this much, but this shit might actually be something. Let me have this. Y'all ain't gonna let me have it. All right, next one up. Oh man, as we proceed to get into this performance, we had questions as fans. Hey, is he really going? You think he really gonna perform the verse? Maybe the chorus? This nigga walks up next to the camera, not looking at the camera for like a good 15, 30 seconds and said, "Say Drake." I just know he dropped whatever OVO mug he had in his hand. He said, "Say Drake." This nigga, bro. Hey, bro, he's something different, bro. He's something different. That shit was scary, bro. That shit happened. You ever see somebody? You ever see somebody yell at their kids, and the voice is so deep it make you sit still, like you did something? That's one of them situations right there. I was like, he talking about me? That shit crazy. Oh man. Say Drake saying that on TV. This is global. Forget the 60,000 in the stands. This is global. Oh man, this is also the moment that 60,000 fans did yell out A minor. He really brought that to the Super Bowl. You can't say nothing to me. There has never been a win like this. There has never been a run like this. He has 60,000 people yelling out A minor. I'm just counting the people inside the building. This is the Super Bowl. That means that there's people around the streets who are watching on the Jumbotron. There are people in bars. There are people having barbecues. There are Little League teams coming together to watch this moment and to scream A minor. What? Oh my gosh. Next up. My wife just gonna have to slap me for this one. Then Serena Williams bring her fine ass out here. No disrespect to her husband. I'm sorry, sir. But she bring her fine ass out here. It just reminded me one of the first times I found myself damn near drooling in public. I went to ESPN Center, you know, the ESPN restaurant, and the homie was like, "Man, just go get some food." And I went there, and they had the big ass screen, and she was hitting the ball. She's like, I was like, "Damn, she bad. And she bad. Damn. I don't care what they say. I don't care what all the looks, all the changes she done went through. That's a beautiful woman right there. That's a beautiful glass of chocolate milk, if you ask me. Oh my God. So first of all, to see her out here looking amazing and getting her crip walk on. Oh my God. While this nigga, that's what other nigga. While Drake was out here doing 100 gigs for your head top, being messy, trying to show that he really had a real thing with her, and he had a conversation in the studio with his mama about Serena. For whatever reason, he released that. She gets on stage. You better not talk about Serena as what was said in Not Like Us. And here she is, crip walking on stage, looking chef's kiss, magnifique.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Make sure I don't get smacked from behind my head. Whew, okay. Got the heebie-jeebies for a second. Excuse me, y'all. Can we just stay here for a second? She looking kind of good, though. I ain't gonna hold you, my boy. All right. Anything else about this? No, okay, let's keep going. All right, so so now we get into TV Off. And TV Off brings one more time the theme of unification, red, white, and blue. This is very powerful, especially when you think about red versus blue, when you think about what's going on in terms of the unifying back here in California, Southern California, LA specifically. The unifying as we're turning the TV off. Hey, it's time to stomp him out. Let's come together. And it seems like many folks have come together to make sure we stomp a colonizer out. Then one of the last ones here. Bro, let me tell you, As somebody that has remembered back into the blog days, back into the very early years of Kendrick, one of the biggest criticisms they had of him is that, yeah, he can rap, but he can't make hit songs. What would he ever do with a DJ Mustard? I remember that criticism. I remember them saying like, oh, like, you know, he can't get into that lane with the YGs. You know, he's not really his space. Like, he's a good kid from a mad city. If somebody would have showed me this picture in 2009, 2010, I would have lost my shit. What do you mean it wasn't YG? What do you mean it wasn't Ty Dolla $ign that brought him to the Super Bowl? It was Kendrick Lamar? What is Kendrick doing at the Super Bowl? Not that we didn't believe, but we just felt like we were living in a time period where lyricism, where this type of elite songwriting wasn't being celebrated on a mainstream stage. You have to understand, this was the Drake era. There was a time that folks looked at this and said, well, wherever he's able to get to is going to push the envelope. If you showed this photo of him being the reason that Mustard is at front and center, the last 2 records on his set is from DJ Mustard, most people would have thought you were lying to them. But look at this. These are now 2 of the biggest songs in Mustard's catalog within a calendar year by Kendrick Lamar. I just had to pause it here because I just think that's remarkable. Because you never know. You never know who's going to bring you your blessing. I'm pretty sure Mustard, especially when he was signed to Rock Nation, there's a lot of artists you work with, Rihanna, a lot of artists you work with that he was like, yeah, this is going to be my biggest hit. Wouldn't it be the old rapidy-ass rapper from Compton? That's crazy, right? Just want to go ahead and highlight that. Next one up. I don't know, Crodies. What do you think? Do you think this performance was good? I mean, like on a scale of like 1 to 10, like you can tell me the truth. You can tell me the truth. You said, look at the screen. This nigga pointed right at the camera and turned the damn TV off. Oh my God.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
This nigga looked right at the camera and turned the TV. He turned your TV off, turned my TV off, turned everybody's TV off, and smiled right into that damn camera. If you ever say something if you ever make an insulting joke about me that goes viral, and then you go to all the different places in the world where people have eyes, a lot of eyes, if you go to the Grammys and proceed to win awards for that joke, if you proceed to go to the Super Bowl and point at me on camera and tell a joke again, I'm done. I'm done rapping. It's over with. I'm done. And then you know what he proceeds to do at the very end of this? Here's the last slide. The nigga says game over.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
No. And the ironic thing about it is PlayStation servers went down almost a day before. Like, some of these things are very calculated. Some of these things I think is just the ancestors putting their hands and getting involved in it. Let's go ahead and just down that. I think this is great timing. That is insanity. That is insanity. But I want to make sure that we really get to the nitty gritty of things. And let's break this down. Let's break this down. I had some tweets here that I wanted to go ahead and bring to your attention. Look, I am not trying to be petty. I am just reporting the news, okay? Case in point, I said right before the show started, I said, fun fact, right now it's noon in Australia and residents are wide awake, sunshine and coffee. You know, owls are awake too. They're nocturnal. Yeah. This is AI. But, I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes. I feel bad for him, because, he's one of the best QBs of all time, but I feel really bad for him. I don't feel bad for the other nigga, though. And I need y'all to stop caping. Monie, come tell them why they need to stop caping. Shout out to my cousin Monie. She said, we've seen this nigga bully everybody, talking about Drake. Steal music from everybody. Think about all them damn songs that somebody else wrote, and he just take the whole damn thing. Think about the Weeknd's album that he took and made songs of his own to elevate his situation. Secretly have hands in other people's contracts. They bragged about him possibly owning other people's contracts and catalogs. Harass and make jokes about a woman being shot. Meg Thee Stallion. Make music videos alluding to the offing of another artist. If you don't remember, and what was that song with Travis Scott? The music video, he has literally a planet coming over the top of the head of a dreaded character. What was the name of the song? One more time, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all know what it is, what I'm talking about. What's the name of that song? It's a big song by Drake and Travis Scott. What's the name of it? Sicko Mode. Sicko Mode? Are you kidding me? That's the one that you choose to do that over? But he alluded to it. He is not a victim. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for that, B? I don't. Hey, that's my cousin for real. Hey, that's my twin for real. That's my cousin for real. Hey, for real. You know, I know a lot of people really felt like, nah, it's gotta be Squid Games. And maybe it was to a certain degree. But NFR reports that Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show set designs was inspired by the PlayStation controller. Each performance space was shaped like a button on a PlayStation-style controller, a performance intended to portray Lamar's life as a video game. The concept came from Lamar himself. I think the video game theme was symbolic, his way to reach young people. Interesting. That sounds about right. Squid Games, kind of, sort of, but not. Shout out to this gentleman here, Blabber Talk, I think is what he goes by. He did a really awesome breakdown about some of the possible political Easter eggs. I wanted to play this for you. I had this saved. Check this out.
The halftime show wasn't supposed to be entertainment. It was a message laced with symbolism about our government and control. In the lyrics, the revolution about to be televised. Right time for the wrong guy. Kendrick warned the audience to pay close attention. Sam-Uel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam, a national personification of the United States, symbolizing our government and our military. Uncle Sam represents patriotism and national identity. But with Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, Kendrick was making a statement. He was telling his people to get ready. The division of the American flag highlighted the division in America. The Crips dressed in blue, the Bloods dressed in red. Together, they symbolize our country coming together in unity. The stars and the stripes were divided, illuminating the division in America. Serena Williams' hands shone, lifting the people up.
Lord have mercy.
This was more than just a halftime show.
Lord have mercy. Can we talk a little bit more on Serena? Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. I'm over here geeking out. Yeah, I was geeking out the whole night. That's all you saw. Anybody who was following our documentary that we had on Patreon, you understand how much I was geeking out. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
They not like us, bro. Say Drake, I hate you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any that talk to me.
Pause. Can't get canceled. Can't let them come get this.
Love, just make sure you hide your little sister from them. They take
Oh yeah, it got nasty. It got pretty bad. I say it right here. I said, if I send this to you, it means I did the thing you suggested me not to do. Yeah, I did it anyways. Yeah, I did the thing you suggested I don't do. Yeah, I for sure did that. Yeah, that's my bad. How stupid does the other Curtis look right now? You think about that? How silly does this look? Yopolis? Why are you on that side of history? Oh my goodness, let's keep it going. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy, and oh my God. Okay. Shout out to one more time. Fine, girl. Okay, next one up. Watching y'all favorites crash out has been my guilty pleasure. Insane the amount of OGs that have shoved their ass this week. And I said it, there's so many hip hop OGs that should be flat out embarrassed of themselves this past week. All that passive aggressive behavior, and it still went down. The performance and surpassed expectations. You know, just in case you didn't know, it's free to show this brother love. Yeah, it is. AZ Chike, who was on Peekaboo, this is his reaction to seeing the song be performed at the Super Bowl. Thought this was very wholesome.
Serve the greatest of want.
Come on, man. That's got to feel amazing. Because you got to think about like this. You know the folks who come out the woodworks. Well, he could have brought him out to perform. He had 13 minutes, first of all. Second of all, do you think when this song starts going up in streams, because he could have did any of his songs, any of his hit songs that have been already in his catalog. He did this. Do you understand the check that he's about to get next month or next 3 to 6 months? Do you understand what's about to happen with that song? Because he performed it there, he's on the song. People are not just going to cut off his verse. He's on the song. I'm just saying, just try to look at it from a different perspective. Man, shout out to Jermaine Dupri. He said, dope performance, no backtrack, breath control, choreography, skits, straight rap shit. Yes, it was. Did you see this? Did you see this? It said the Super Bowl lost 1.3 million viewers after Kendrick Lamar finished his halftime show. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Super Bowl lost 1.3 million viewers after Kendrick Lamar finished his halftime show. Hey, that was really dope of Kendrick to like let them local football teams play a little football during his performance. That was really dope of him, man. Like, it was dope to see like a little bit of football get played along with this concert. That was dope. They lost 1.3 million. You know something I thought about during last night? I said, this is the first year I thought about the Super Bowl and didn't think anything about the commercials. And as I sat there waiting for the halftime show, I was like, oh yeah, y'all still be doing that shit, huh? Y'all still do that shit. I said also here, I said, don't react. This is just my advice for right now. Let's just breathe and let's enjoy this moment. Don't react, just observe. They are all exposing themselves voluntarily one by one. It's fascinating to watch. Did you know that last night, Kanye glitching ass deleted his Twitter?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
You gonna convince me that glitch out that he had nothing to do with Kendrick? You gonna convince me when he said, watch, I'm gonna defend Puff, and next year I'm gonna win all kind of Grammys to be at the Super Bowl? Sound like a little ass fucking kid. You gonna convince me that had nothing to do with Kendrick, and then when Kendrick does the Super Bowl, he deletes his account voluntarily? What? Oh, but it got nothing to do with that. Yo, go to secure. These OGs most sensitive than the younger artists they criticize. Crazy. Boy, they keep dropping like flies. I thought this was insane. Boosie, not known as a controversial figure, psych, said congratulations to K. Lamar. Good performance, but Louisiana had enough artists to do their own lineup. I'ma go say it. Didn't nobody need you to say shit. And it's funny that the person that also quoted why rappers shouldn't go back to their hometown because people is hypnotized by hatred sounds rather hypnotized here.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
It's a weird flex, bro. That's a weird flex, bro. Why the OGs acting like this? They so damn disappointing. Man, shout out to my guy, Ichiban Don. He said here, this is a clear indication that we're in a time of authenticity versus clout, and clout is losing like a motherfucker right now. On all grounds, though, the population is vibrationally exhausted. The people want to feel something real. Hello. And I just being petty. Me and Apple, this is the only time me and Apple Music ever agreed on anything. This is the only time me and Apple Music ever agreed on anything. They just tweeted, they not like us. 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 And I just had to put this up here just to make sure he know. Just in case somebody was convinced this message wasn't for you. He talking to you. He talking to you. My mama said rude to point, but he talking to you. He talking to you. Oh yeah. Turned your TV off. My TV stayed on all night long. Shit, just out of spite. Do you know that after all this went down, Kendrick Lamar's Humble has now sold over 20 million units and it's eligible for 2 times diamond? It will be the first ever double diamond rap song once certified. Good God.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Side note, this got nothing to do with nothing, but it's here. Curtis King Reacts, this series that you've been seeing me do. Some people call it a podcast. Well, now it's officially a podcast. It's on all major platforms, even Opify. If you want to enjoy these as a podcast, it's there for you, because I know some of y'all work some grown folks hours. You got responsibilities and things. I get it. It's there for you if you want to go check it out. Every single episode goes up about 24 hours afterwards. So shout out to my new MCN Quarter Lab for holding it down. But DIYers, good gosh. You know, I do believe there's a line in the sand being drawn right now, and I think that it's up to us to identify Just identify right now. Just look. Just observe. Don't react. I know you want to react. I be wanting to react. I be wanting to say something. All I know is when Cat Williams said that 2024 would begin the era of truth, I said 2025 must be the year of proof. Because look at us. We're seeing it. We don't even have to go ask these folks questions. They're volunteering their hate. They're volunteering nobody came looking for their opinions. They're volunteering it. That's how much this makes them uncomfortable. It seems like the light in one human being is bringing out the darkness in another. It seems like the light in one human being is bringing out the darkness in others. It seems like these demons out here that we didn't know existed in the very culture we thought these folks were the leader of. It seems like they're disturbed and they can't sit still. They can't even shut up. Like you're on Twitter. You don't have to type that. You got to type every single word. At least when you talk, you can be like, damn, I didn't mean to say that. I was talking too fast. You're typing. Their demons are disturbed right now because they're recognizing we're recognizing that some of these people sold out the culture a long time ago. And because they were loud enough, because they were popular enough, because we had been around them long enough, we felt like these were the best voices and the best leaders of the culture. Truth be told, they'll sell you out. They'll sell me out. They'll sell themselves out. They don't give a shit about none of this they got to do with culture. And I'm peeping game now. As an 80s baby, I'm peeping game with a different lens. I'm not impressed by this shit no more. There used to be artists that I looked up to, and I said, man, they can do no wrong. I used to look at 50 Cent in the same light that I looked at Phil Jackson. Even when my Lakers were losing when they had Phil Jackson, I said, man, this is all part of the plan. He's such a genius. He's playing these Zen mind games. The truth of the matter is, this nigga was losing his shit too in his last years. And I'm looking at all of these folks and I'm like, dog, what is y'all real problem right now? Y'all go celebrate some of the most debauchery, some of the most half-ass, lax-ass music. It's not even about making different type of music, or it's not even about that. It's about people who come here and say, I don't give a shit about this music. This shit is a job. This shit is a lick. I'm only here because I want some money. Don't give a shit about the craft. And you would look at these artists that are the legends, the OGs, and say, I just know you're going to put a stop to this shit. No. Because it can make them some extra money, they like, shit, fuck it, come on through. But see, that's not even a problem that bothers me the most. It's the way that they're turning against a moment that they should be the biggest in alignment with. But I started to remember, OGs and rap are not the only ones that acted like this. Remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and how he started acting when LeBron James was getting ready to get the all-time scoring list? And all of a sudden he starts writing articles, I believe, for LA Times about how, bad of a role model or how bad of an example that LeBron is. Are you fucking kidding me? The guy that made a school? I mean, whatever politics you got with him, you got, but really? This is the moment that you want to do this? This is the moment that you want to do this? Huh. Okay. So when I saw that, I realized this is what happens when folks who are appearing to be secure in their position think that we can see them for who they are. They're like, oh, you see me. I think that's what's happening with Drake. I think that's why he's moving so weirdly. I think they see that we can see them. We're no longer hypnotized by their fame, their clout. We're looking at them like, dog, I wouldn't even want to kick it with you in real life. You on some weirdo shit. Huh. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it? The older I get, the less the people that I look up to look like leaders. The more that I realize that it was never their position to lead me where I need to go. They did their job years and years ago. It's our job now. It's our job to lead the culture. If you love this craft, just like Kendrick said, respect the art form. If you don't feel the need to do anything differently, you're part of the problem. If you don't recognize, if you don't feel in your soul something spiritual happening right now, not because of a performance, but because of the things that are happening at the times that they're happening. The intersection of a lot of different events. If you can't feel it in your spirit and you're numb to it, it's not for you. But for those who do feel something, I'm here to remind you, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. I feel it too. And I look forward to doing something with it, not just with this platform as a YouTuber, but as an artist myself, as a producer myself. Do not let these gifts that God gave you be hidden. Do not let them bury themselves because of whatever insecurities you have, because maybe you turn 40 and you're like, what do I got to rap about? You got stories that you've forgotten that are more than people know at a younger age. And also, younger artists, I hope you're looking at this and not looking at it and saying, damn, I got to be more like the OGs. No, fuck that. We need you to be as rebellious as you've ever been. We need you to take chances on your own ideas, but we also need you to really take time with your craft. Aim to be the best that you can possibly be. Because when you focus on the craft, when you put passion behind what you're doing, when you work at that shit, when you put your heart and soul into it, these are the kind of stages that you could be invited to. Yeah, you may not always get the most streams of everybody else. But some people are so poor, all they have are streams. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. It's up to you to determine the kind of legacy that you ultimately want to have. We're in that era now, so I say this for the younger ones. Just keep working at your shit. Being the best don't make you a try-hard, fam. That means you care. Caring doesn't make you a lame, bro. Just go after this shit. I know we're straying off from the message, but I'm telling you, I'm moved by this moment right now. Keep cooking. My older artists, my 30-year-old rappers, there's going to come a time 1,000 years from now that somebody's going to look back and say, damn, I wonder where all the OGs was with the wisdom. Why they disappear and start just podcasting? Why didn't they use this strong vehicle called music that other people use to hypnotize the shit out of people for the wrong? Why didn't they use it for positive? I hope that we show up. I hope that we see the special moment that is happening right now and that an audience has now been shook up and prepared and open to listen to other means of music, other styles of music. It's time. Whether you believe it or not, it's time. And time will show that. DIYers, those are my thoughts today. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.